I like that opening music. That opening music is fresh, boy. I like that joke. Morning, how you doing, sir?
All right. Good morning, man. Blessed.
Definitely. Good morning
before this Resurrection Sunday.
That's right. Speaking of which, you got your Easter speech ready?
Nah, man, I ain't got nothing. Nah, I ain't gonna do it.
I ain't gonna lie. When I was a kid, it was Easter speech time. I was conspicuously absent from church at least a couple weeks before it was Easter, just so I didn't have to get up there and give my speech. I was not going up there in front of the whole church and go, Easter eggs, Easter colors, Easter love. Amen. That wasn't gonna be.
I still remember, man. Easter is the time of joy for all people, girls and boys.
You better than me, because I wasn't even there to learn that. I wasn't gonna be up there. That wasn't gonna be me. I was gonna be in the back like this, my head down. You know your auntie's gonna be looking at you. Ain't you supposed to be up there? Morning, Greg. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. Welcome to another wonderful Saturday, April 19th, 2025. And as you can see, we both have on our basketball gear, getting ready for this playoff that starts today. Look like you got on the Knicks over there. You got on Patrick Ewing?
Nah, this Stephon Marbury.
Okay, the Starberry. Okay. Of course, I'm wearing my Pistons sweater, and I'm excited about this here playoff getting started. And we gonna see how they gonna turn out. What's gonna really happen? We gonna see how well they gonna do. And of course, before we do that, we gotta say happy birthday to Marcus Holmes. I know you in the background. I see you. Happy birthday. Hope you enjoyed your birthday yesterday. Hope you let's see. Let me give me a jump in the private chat. Are you decent to come on? Are you decent to jump in real quick? Say accept your happy birthdays. Are you ready? Can I push the button? Okay, stand behind the scene, but you got to get your birthday wish you. Happy birthday to you, sir. Turn the double nickel. Michael Jordan birthday double nickel against the Knicks in the garden when he came back, fueled by Spike Lee, talking junk to him. Money, you can't do us like that. You just came back. But you money. You Mr. Marcus Holmes, the HR guru. Let me tell you about that young man. That young man is multi-talented, multifaceted. He runs Love and Stuff, the entire community. He's the reason why we're here. And on Tuesday nights, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, he has his own show, Love and Stuff, where he talks about all things within Love and Stuff diaspora, good and bad. Sometimes he jumps into the salacious just a little bit, but he try not to do too many of those. People start expecting him, and when he come back with the quote-unquote regular content, folks get a little bit more standoff. But it's okay. We love you anyway, Marcus. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being the Wiz that Wiz and Oz writes the books. He got the book Great for This Journey every day. Look at that. Who's that man right there? That man right there. That man behind the scenes. He's being true to form today. He's standing behind the scenes doing his job. Happy birthday, Marcus. Hope you enjoyed your gift. It should have been on your porch if you didn't already get it yet. And I hope it fit. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We'll move back to the notes. Got to roll back over here. Our topic of the day is brought to you, people who vote every week on our page on Facebook, the NBA playoffs. Let's talk about the playing games. Tuesday night, the Magic jumped on the Hawks. The Grizzlies gave the game away with the Warriors. They really should have won that game because they was up most of the game. Steph Curry came back in and did his magic. Made some threes down the stretch where he wasn't doing much of anything for the first three quarters. Wednesday night, Heat beat the Bulls pretty handily. The Mavericks beat the Kings pretty handily, which leads to last night's craziness. The Heat jumped on the Hawks. The score was 123-114, but that game was nowhere near as close as the game was. And you also had the Grizzlies jumping on the Mavericks. That game was over in the first 8 minutes. They jumped on them. They beat them like they stole something. I was flipping back and forth, and it was 47-20 in the second quarter. You know, most NBA games, they'll get way ahead and people will come back. Nah, not last night. Not last night. Yeah, but I had to give the Mavericks credit because at the beginning of the season, they were one of the favorites to win the West. Traded away Luka. Kyrie went down. And Jason Kidd has done a great job of keeping that team together, playing very, very well. So what do you think about this playing situation, sir?
Yeah, NBA, man, it fell on deaf ears, man. Let's go back to the old format, man. All that play-in tournament stuff, nah, man. Hey, look, if you don't qualify record-wise, lock up the gym. See you next year. All that play-in tournament, nah, man, ain't no play-in tournament. That's it.
Well, I agree with you. However, they're trying to make a little bit more money, get a little bit more interest. Because the numbers don't lie. Numbers said that the numbers were down. That's what the numbers said. So how can we drum up more interest in the game? And that's why they have the play-in tournament, and they're still trying to figure out what to do with the All-Star weekend. It's popular. It's popular to those in that town. It's popular to the girls that fly in and give those parties and try to get them a baller. It's popular to them, but to the popular at large, to the regular fan, the interest is going down dramatically. And I hate to have to say it like that, but it's true. Every year I hear about girls, flying in and they own Spirit in the back, and they got their bundles, in the wrap, and as they look like, they go from looking like a 2 to a 10, and they had all the parties, and they outside of the door trying to catch the baller shot caller. That's the game. I already know I'm gonna get some heat on that, but it's true. It's true. It's true. Whether it's the All-Star game of football, basketball, baseball, they be there. Why Jackie Christie was so popular? People was mad at her because she was following her man because she had to protect her interest. But that's a whole other story nowadays, what she's been doing lately. But hey, we'll keep that for the Real Housewives of basketball.
Right.
The music, I turn it down. You're right. I got to turn the music down. I'll save it for the end when I turn the rest of the music back on. Thank you for that. Thank you for Greg, for one of our great contributors who's always contributing and giving us a hard time at the same time about things we do on the show.
That guy, I'm gonna pray for that guy tomorrow. I'm not even gonna wait for them to say the altar call where they call every now. I'm praying for him as soon as I go through the doors. That man, he's special, man, special.
I'm pretty sure he probably said the same thing about you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pray for Greg Brown.
That's all right, though. It's all right. It's all love, and that's what I like about it. We gotta have lots of contributions with the show in one way or another, and it's all at the end of the day is a whole lot of good stuff.
Absolutely.
A whole lot of good stuff. Now we down to the good part. We have all 8 teams now. All 8 teams are here and available and ready to go for the playoff start today. We have the Thunder Grizzlies tomorrow, and we have the Nuggets Clippers tomorrow. I think it is, yeah. And today we have Lakers T-Wolves and the Rockets Warriors on the east side. Eastern Conference, we have the Clippers, Cavaliers and the Heat tomorrow. Pacers and Bucks tomorrow. Pistons and Knicks tonight. And the Celtics and Magic today as well. So we of course we're gonna talk about who we like in each game and who's gonna win what, and we're gonna put a little predictions. We actually gonna do our predictions a little early today as we go through this. Let's start with the first one. We have Cleveland, Miami. Who you like in that series and why?
I like Cleveland in 5. Why? Because they're the better team.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I'm gonna go with Cleveland in 5 as well. If they don't get swept, quite honestly, Miami is not the same without Emo Jimmy. He is the straw that stirs the drink. They're a team with him. Without him, they're Miami Heat with him. They're the Miami Heat team without him. So they're gonna play a better brand of team basketball. But Cleveland, they playing real strong right now, real strong. So that's Sunday. We got Boston, Orlando on Sunday. Who you like in that series?
I like Boston in 6. Why? Defending champs.
Okay, I actually agree. Orlando has yet to take the step that I thought they would have made by now. Reason why I say that is because there's no way that the Pistons should be ahead of them. They really shouldn't. Pancho Banchero, Paulo Banchero is a top 10 player in the league, and I didn't see a lot of that this year like I thought I would. So I'm gonna go with Boston. I'm gonna go with them actually in 5. I'm gonna go Boston in 5 in that series. Unless Paulo just was call himself saving it for the playoffs, but you really don't. It's hard to step up in the playoffs if you don't already do what you've been doing all season. I'm not saying he had a bad season. I'm just saying he should have had a better one. We got the Knicks and the Pistons. Knicks
in 6. Why? Playoff experience. You have none.
My thoughts exactly. But I'm actually gonna go with the Pistons because I've been riding with them. I've been riding with my hometown teams all year, and I'm gonna go Pistons in 6 myself.
The Pistons to win in 6.
Pistons to win in 6. That's my heart. My head says, "You big dummy, the Knicks gonna beat them," but my heart says, "Detroit basketball." That's what my heart says. In reality, Knicks are probably gonna beat them. That's just the truth. But I got to cheer for my team. I got to put the positive energy into the universe.
Go right ahead. You be at home. You be at home before Memorial Day.
More than likely, they're gonna be 1, 2, 3 Cancun. I get it, but I'm putting my money on the Pistons. If I was spending any money, because you're not gonna get me on FanDuel or none of them. You're not gonna have that happen. That's not gonna happen to me. That's not something I do. All right, we got Indiana, Milwaukee today. Indiana, Milwaukee. Number 4, Indiana. Number 5, Milwaukee. What you say?
I got French Lick in 6.
Okay. So you got the Pacers in 6. I'm actually gonna go with Milwaukee. Milwaukee has not played up to their potential, but I said when they won the playing tournament that they weren't that team. But I think they're good enough to beat Indiana. I'm gonna give it to them in 6. They are good enough to beat Milwaukee, even though they're not the team that they used to be after they traded away all their good players. It's hard to keep people around when you win a championship because everybody wants their money, and even with the salary cap in the NBA, you still can't pay everybody. Their best player is still playing for Boston right now. The kid with the braids that went to the Olympics. That's their best player, and he's playing for Boston. Can't think of his name right now. All right, go to the West Coast.
The point guard, yeah.
He plays 2. He plays a 2 guard. Is he the point guard?
He's point guard.
Point guard, okay. Oklahoma City and the Grizzlies Sunday. You got the best of the West versus the upstarts who fired their coach 2 weeks ago. Who you like?
Give me OKC in 6. Why they only got John Morant? I mean, Bane is a good complimentary piece, right? Coach, you fired Jenkins. This coach has no experience. At the end of the day, the players got to make the plays, though, right? But you have to insinuate the plays. This guy has no playoff experience. That's gonna come down to some type of where he gonna need to make a challenge, where he don't make a challenge, where he gonna need to not make a challenge, but he gonna make a challenge. Man, that's gonna all play.
Make a call, a timely timeout.
Right. It's gonna make win the sub, not win the sub, win to take job, win not to take job. I mean, they like I say, Williams, Jackson, Jared Jackson Jr. and Bane are complementary pieces, but not to beat OKC. No.
Well, I have to agree with you on that. I like Oklahoma City to win it in 7. Why? Because the Grizzlies are going to play tough. They're going to play hard. That's their mantra. They go, no matter who the coach is, they're going to play. They're young. They're a young team full of young guys who going to bring it. But they're not quite there yet. What was it? What's the kid that's in Houston now? They traded him.
Dylan Brooks.
As much as they talked about Dylan Brooks, he was the heart and soul of the team. He played defense. He played against your toughest defender. Yeah, he did some stupid stuff, but every team needs a Dylan Brooks. Every team needs a Dennis Rodman. Every team needs a guy that's not afraid to go out there and mix it up. So when you really don't have that, especially in the playoffs where you can get in one guy's head the entire game, that's going to come back to haunt them a little bit. Speaking of Houston is hosting Golden State tomorrow. That series is tomorrow. We got Houston Rockets versus the Golden State Warriors or the San Francisco Warriors. Who you like?
Houston is 6 because Steph is battling the hand injury, although it's not a factor, but it's a factor. But the Achilles heel is Dylan Brooks is going to get into Draymond's head. And Draymond, we all know it's only a matter of time. He gonna cost them one of them games. And he's going to get suspended one of them games. So, yeah.
I actually like Golden State. Why? Because every time I bet against them, they win. So that's my reason. I actually, Houston should win that series. But let's look at it top to bottom. Who's the better coach? Steve Kerr. He's been there as a player and as a coach. He knows how to pull the right buttons. Draymond Green is one of the people he actually listened to. Draymond actually listened to. Because between the two of them, he was about to challenge the call the other day, and Draymond was like, "Oh, coach, that's a foul." And then the other way around, Draymond sit down. Okay, coach. So they have that kind of relationship. So hopefully he can rein him in enough. When he starts to go off on the rails a little bit. And plus, they got so much experience over there. It's plus everything. Like I said, every time I pick against them, they lose. So I actually just like the Pistons series. Houston is who really should win that series. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But it's so much experience over there in Golden State. So I'm gonna go Golden State, and I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go 5. All right. Here go the big one. Los Angeles Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who you like?
I like the Lakers at 5.
Lakers at 5. Ooh,
because all they got is Ant. And in order for them to upset the Lakers, a serious injury will have to happen on the Lakers. God forbid that happening. Or Ant gonna have to average at least 30 a game. Because Julius Randle has never showed up in the playoffs. Why do you think the Knicks got rid of him?
I agree 100%. Had they kept Big Cat in Minnesota right now, I would say they would be the 3 seed. That would be my guess. 3 of the 2. Had they kept that team together like they should have. Because it wasn't about money.
Cat was for a big. Cat wasn't a big.
He's not.
I'm gonna say he was a big, but he wasn't playing like a big. Man,
I agree.
So
but
that's why
they did. He was able to fit into what they did in terms of what his production was and what was expected.
That's why they got rid of Cat. Trust me, Ant had some input on them getting rid of Cat.
Yeah, I'm sure. I agree. But I honestly, I'm willing to bet if he looked back right now, he would probably say we probably should have kept him. Good morning, Mr. Noah. How you doing there today? Good to see you. Welcome, cuz. Welcome. That's good to be here today. All right, let's see. I'm going to go with the Timberwolves. I'm going with the Timberwolves in 6. Why? The heart of a lion. The upstart has been, will be. I like the upstart. Anthony is he hungry. He hungry. And I'm going with the upstart. It's hard not to go. He talks so much junk and he back it up. Everything he talk about, just about 90% of the time he back it up. So It's not confidence, it's convinced. So I'm going with the Timberwolves. I'm going with the Timberwolves in 6. All right, we got Denver and the Clippers. Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi is back. And which he just quietly, they didn't even make a big deal about it. He just started playing. You know how they make the big announcements and everything? No, not this time. He just came on back. What you think?
Clippers in 6.
Okay.
That's the sleeper. If Kawhi stay healthy and throughout the playoffs, they can run the whole thing.
Okay. Clippers in 6. I like that, but I can't agree. Denver has such a with Joker, he's so much of an anomaly. As long as he's focused, they're gonna win. The minute he just say screw this, let me go get a cigarette, or I need a shot of whiskey one time in the game. The minute his focus just wanes just a little bit, the other team makes a run. I like Denver. I'm gonna go with Denver. Denver, even though they're the 4 seed and they fired their coach too, which was stupid, which is probably gonna be the one thing that holds them back the most. But I still think they can get by the Clippers. And here's the reason why. The Clippers have Beard. What's his name? James Harden. James gonna find himself on that milk cart like he do every year. And
I don't think so.
You think this is the year he gonna show up and do his thing?
Because there's no pressure. Nobody's been talking about the Clippers all year. There's no pressure. When he was in Philly, they talked about him in Philly with Embiid. When he was in New Jersey, they were the big 3: him, Kyrie, and Durant. There's no pressure. Nobody been talking about the Clippers all year. That's why I said they the dark horse. They the sleeper. They could come through and win the whole thing because nobody's paying no attention to them. Always remember, the person that's the quietest, that's the one you're scared about.
That's right.
The weakest one,
that's the one you worry about.
Is the weakest one in the room.
That's right. I agree with you on that. I agree. The quiet guy's the one that's gonna knock somebody's lights out first chance he get.
Yep.
He ain't bothering nobody.
When that guy that's not saying nothing back and you just he not saying nothing back, that's the one you be worried about. That one that's a man, I do this, I do. He's not gonna do nothing.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but I'm still going with Denver. I'm going with Denver in 6. I'm going with the Nuggets in 6. All right, we got so of all those series, which one is the most intriguing? Would you say that would be the Denver and the Clippers?
No, the most intriguing is going to be Detroit and New York because you did a big turnaround and you beat them. Like everything favors New York because they got playoff experience. They got the Villanova 3 over there. Everything plays in their favor. The thing that plays in the Pistons' favor is you beat them 3-1 in the regular season. You did a whole turnaround. JB Bickerstaff, you got these guys playing. You got Cade made his first All-Star. But when it comes down to intangibles and the X's and O's, the Knicks gonna beat them, man.
Okay, all right. Any of the ones will have a quote unquote upset? So you think with the Warriors beating the Rockets, you think that's an upset?
Nah, that's not an upset. The upset would be if the Rockets sweep them. That's an upset. Because then it'd be like, well, dang, Steph, what y'all go for, right? But if the Rockets lose to Golden State, it's about when you catch fire. And if they catch fire, right? If Houston catch fire, who knows? Just like if Golden State catch fire. You got to remember now, All-Star Weekend, Draymond said they were going to win it. So now it's time to put up or shut up.
Well, that's why I picked Golden State because I almost forgot about the boy, Emo Jimmy.
Yeah, but Emo Jimmy nursing a thigh injury.
He's played through injuries before in the playoffs.
Yeah, he never played with them.
I think I'm gonna stick with Golden State. It's probably the even though it's really not a upset, that's an upset. That would be an upset. Now, if the Grizzlies mess around and beat the Thunder, Now that would be an upset, and it could happen.
That's not an upset.
In terms of numbers, in terms of traditional upsets, that would fall in the upset category.
Not an upset because it's the same thing as last year. They won the West last year, and what did they do? Some teams are not playoff teams. Some teams are just in-season, regular season teams. That could be Oklahoma City. Last year they won the West. What did they do when it came playoff time? Bowed out gracefully. So if Memphis knocked them out, that wouldn't be an upset because they did it last year.
So what would be the difference?
What do you mean? What would be the difference?
Well, okay, if that's the case, if that's an upset from them, what would be the difference in terms of the Grizzlies? I'm sorry, the Thunder being better this year.
It wouldn't be no different. You were good the regular season. Came playoff time, you got bounced. That's what you did last year. It's the same equivalence to Michael Jordan them went 72-10. Mike said it don't mean a thing if we don't win the ring. They won the ring. The Golden State Warriors went 73-9. Didn't win a ring.
Didn't win a ring. Okay. All right. Well, we got some great news in the world of college hoops. Charlie Ward, former Heisman Trophy winner and player for the New York Knickerbockers, is now the head coach for FAMU.
Excuse me.
And when you look at Charlie Ward as a grown man, he looked like, to me, Charlie Ward would look like a grown man. He looked like, a college professor. Like he really need to be in the front of a classroom. Bless you. Like you really need to be in the front of a classroom somewhere teaching physics, but on the hoop court. I think FAMU, you're going to see them in the next couple of years in the NCAA tournament. Why? Because he was always such an attention to detail player. He always saw the field and the court in ways of beating people differently. And he was always successful as a player. And I think he's going to continue to do that as a coach for FAMU. Down at the Rattlers, down in Tallahassee. Good luck to them. And also in NBA news, Joe Dumars is now the executive vice president for the New Orleans Pelicans. What you think about that?
They needed that. They needed change. Because Joe, if you're going back with the history with us, he did make some bad decisions, but he did make some good decisions.
He got a chip.
Yeah, he did get a chip. So what I'm saying, I say that to say this. If I'm Zion Williamson, you're on real close watch, my man.
That's right. He's gonna show back your house.
I think you need to put for sale signs in front of your residence, my man.
I don't think quite yet. I think he need to get some better. What he needs is some better cameras. Because Joe gonna be at his house every morning, like, hey, what you doing? Come on, let's go. Me and you, let's go. Get up.
I think he needs to. Who is it? Joe Kine sold mine. I think that's the real estate. You need to start getting you some for sale signs, my man. Because
call Keller Williams.
Yeah, Joe about to clean house. That's why I said that's why I said it was a good change, because Joe even said coming in he gonna keep Willie Green. Mm-hmm. Usually when somebody come in, they fire their coach, but he's like, no, this ain't all on Willie. So that's why I was glad to see that, and I was glad to hear that. But if I'm Zion Williamson, I start researching houses, because you about to be gone, my man.
I think he gonna get to the All-Star break.
We're gonna get
a chance.
That's gonna be gone come draft night. They gonna ship him, because the draft is next. The draft is in June. Yep. He gonna get shipped draft night.
The NFL draft next week,
if not before.
I'm gonna tell you, I think this is personal for Joe in a lot of different ways. One, he's from Louisiana, went to McNeese State, was a part of the NBA, even though he was giving off fines and stuff. He's a competitor. Joe likes to win. He wants to win.
Correct.
He was unceremoniously shown the door in Detroit, necessarily or unnecessarily, depending on what your opinion is. I say unnecessarily.
But it was what happened in here. What happened with Detroit was the time just ran. The time ran out. That's all. He just ran out of time. Because prior to the accident, he did do Josh Smith. That was terrible. Charlie Villanueva and Ben Gordon, that was terrible. Austin Day, he was supposed to be the next Tayshaun Prince. That was terrible. Some stuff he could have controlled, he didn't. But then once it came to the business part, and it was him and Tom Wilson, hey man, we have to fill up these seats in the Palace. Okay, let's trade Allen. Let's go get Allen Iverson. That brought the sizzle. But the reason why it plastered before it bolstered was because the coach. You know who the coach was of the Pistons when they had Allen Iverson?
What was the brothers? The brother who played, the brothers from all the NBA brothers, the big boy. What was his name?
It was Jim Rat. He used to call himself a Jim Rat. I want to say Curry, but that wasn't his name. But that was the coach was. And then Allen Iverson wasn't coming to practice. He had no control over the players. It just got bad. So then it was like, okay, we're gonna point this to Joe. He ran out of time. Because remember, he took a lot of slack for signing Rashid. When he made that trade, people was like, what? He was like, I told Rashid, just play ball. I'll take care of the other stuff. Yeah. Championship.
Now you're forgetting one. You're forgetting the very first one that really people really started in on Joe with. Not drafting Carmelo.
At the time,
I agree with it.
No, you don't need Carmelo.
I agree that he should not have drafted Carmelo.
Right, because if you would have drafted Carmelo, you wouldn't have won that chip.
You wouldn't have won it. Because he wouldn't have, he says he would have wanted to play with a role. He would have been cool with that. Nah. When you coming off NCAA championship, first, third, fourth, fifth pick in the draft, you expecting to come in and play. Darko was a perfect fit for that team, what they needed at that time. Come in, give a little bit, know his role, take him to the strip club, and that's all he was cool with at the time. But Carmelo wouldn't have been that way. That you would have upset the apple cart way too far with that. And I love Carmelo, but I think that Darko was the better pick at the time.
Absolutely.
Definitely at the time. All right, we're going to move on to our next topic. Good morning, big brother. Happy Sports Day, fellas. Good morning, my dudes. That's my big brother there. He just celebrated his birthday earlier this month, so happy birthday to you too. Even though he don't quite celebrate it. So happy anniversary of the day that you made your way to this earth, sir. Happy birthday to you. I'm going to say it because I can. All right. Moving on to MLB, we got our Tigers. First place in the American League. 12-8. 4-3 since the last show. They're on a 2-game win streak, 6-4 over the last 10. Last night they beat the Kansas City Royals 7-3, and they won their last game against Milwaukee, the first game against the Royals, and they looking good. Can you believe it? They are tied for second place in the AL overall with the Blue Jays and the Rangers. The Yankees are in first place at 13-7. I'm a little shocked, a little flabbergasted. What you think? You froze over there? Oh, you're not froze. Is it too early to get excited?
Man, why do we consist to do this every Saturday, man? They trash, man. They are trash. They gonna be trash. You can play the song "Don't Stop Believing." Man, I'm good. No,
I'm gonna stick with "Bless You Boys."
Bless you, boys. Don't stop believing. We are living on a prayer by Bon Jovi. Hey, no. Every time I watch a Tiger game, I just feel like I'm watching Willie Mays Hayes. You may hit like Mays, but he said you may run like Mays, but you hit like right. You put in whatever words you want to put in there. Nah, man. No. Joe Buddha. No. It is very bad to drink with Joe Buddha's rum. That's what I look at. Major League. Joe Buddha.
Good old Joe Boo. But hey, I'm as always, I'm gonna roll with my teams. I'm on the sports teams in the area. I'm gonna stick with them no matter what. They doing great, and we're gonna keep riding with them. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised that they're doing as well as they are. But over the last 3-4 years since we've been doing the show, I've been saying if you just stay just over 500, you're gonna be fine. They're 4 games over 500. Where in the past they would have been 8-12, and we've been complaining about them getting to at least 500 to be in contention. They're they're doing in a lot of ways the bare minimum of what it takes to be successful in the American League East. Because once again, the record shows by itself. If you just look at the records in the MLB, they're second place. The best record is 13-7, 12-8 Blue Jays, 12-8 Tigers, 12-8 Rangers. And you don't have, and actually, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams in the East that have negative records. So the league is actually better, but not as good as the National League. The National League is always looking good over there. They don't have as many teams that are in the negative, but the Tigers are looking good. We're gonna keep rolling with them. Speaking of which, today I'm gonna put up the poll to see if we have enough interest to get a sports talk with Kamau Felix Day at Comerica Park. We're gonna try and put it together and get some seats. And
look, man.
If we can get 25 people, we can try and get them discount seats. Even if we don't, we're gonna have a day. We're gonna go out to the stadium, buy our own seats, just meet together, take a picture.
Time out.
Under the Willie statue.
So you talking about 25 people to join us at the game?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that.
Why not?
I'm not doing that, man.
Why not?
Sir, me and him, we're not doing that, man.
What's wrong? Why not?
No. One person around 24 Tiger fans? No, I'm not doing it.
Now you know good well all of them not gonna be Tiger fans.
What they gonna be?
They're gonna be fans of baseball. Everybody's not a Tigers fan that watch our show.
Okay, so you coming to the game, right?
Yeah.
You gonna have on a Tiger jersey, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Marcus gonna have on the Tiger jersey, right?
Yeah.
That's 2. Out of the other 22 people, they're gonna probably be Tiger fans, right? Right. I'm gonna be the only one there. I'm gonna be the only one there. Whatever team they playing, I'm gonna have that jersey on. And y'all want me to sit with y'all too?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm not doing that.
Same way in the regular stadium.
No, I'm not doing that, man. I might as well walk over to 36th District right after the game. Nah, I'm not doing that.
So, Greg, are you saying you won't be there either, or you won't wear a Tigers jersey? Which one is it?
He ain't coming. That's what he's telling you. Me either. Right. Greg ain't going. That's what he's telling you. See, we finally agree on this. Is the second time we agree on something. He ain't coming down there neither.
Y'all agree on other stuff.
I tell you what I do. I drive past the stadium and I blow my horn. I ain't going in there, man. Go in there with 22 other people, 23 other people.
Hold on. Even if it's just be me, you, Marcus, say Greg, say Steve. That's 4 of us, 5 of us. So you still got another 18,000 other Tiger fans. So what's the difference? They don't bother you.
See, he ain't going. Told you, he ain't going.
They don't bother you. They don't be. Even if you talking the biggest junk, everybody go, oh yeah.
Remember, I'm the one who started the streak. I had done it. It was last year. It was Negro League Day, and we went down there, and they was playing the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. I had on Jackie Robinson. Marcus had. I gave Marcus. Listen to. That's the key word. Gave Sparky Anderson. I gave him a Hall of Fame jersey.
Yes, you did.
I gave him the manager's jersey, which I probably will never get it back. But I told him, man, you can have it. He wore that, and he wore the gray 11 retro cool grays. You'll go look on the thing. We took pictures of that.
I got it.
I sat there. I say, man, I'm not coming back down here, man. It's like when Chris Webber said he was leaving Michigan. I'm not never coming back. I'm not coming.
Hold on. He has been back in the stadium. He's been back in Chrysler Arena. He was with them at the Final Four.
He at the end of the day, man, he ain't got no choice. He ain't got no choice but to go back. I told you he ain't going. He said he ain't going.
Come on, Greg. We got it. It's gonna be too much fun for you not to go.
The only thing that'll make me might go is them hot dogs. Them hot dogs, these some killers.
Yeah, they do. With the onions on them.
Yeah. Oh no, I eat mine plain Jane, straight to the plane.
Okay.
No mustard, no nothing. Hot dog and some nachos and zero sugar Coke, we good. But I can stay here and get that. So I'm not going down there. I told you, I drive around and blow the horn.
Well, that's gonna be determined. I'm still gonna put the poll up, and we're gonna see what it look like. That's gonna be our first poll of the week. See
that
what it
means
look like.
Steve will have to fly in, right?
Well, if Steve put that together with a golf weekend, he can do it.
That would be nice to see Mr. Harris in person.
And Mr. Harris, I would go golfing with you. I'll bring my clubs with you. We can make it a whole weekend. Whole week.
Yeah, you know what? I ain't been golfing. I do a little something. You know what I'm saying? I got introduced by a great, my boy's father, Mr. Thomas, rest in peace. I do a little something. I ain't no Tiger Hood, but I ain't no Tiger Woods. But okay. Yeah, I do a little something.
All right, so we sweeten in the pot. Golf.
I do the golfing before I do the what's the name? I do the golfing before I do Comerica Park.
Okay, all right. I think that's a good compromise. We do golf. All of us will do golf, and then we can do Tigers a little differently. So would you be in for the golf, Greg? Would you be in for the golf? Greg can play golf. All right.
I show you how to turn a cart on two wheels.
Oh no. I'll watch you do that.
You don't trust me?
I've seen it happen, and I've seen one person go one direction, another person go the other direction, and the cart go forward.
You don't trust
run that cart down and stop it. Good thing it only go 5 miles an hour.
You don't trust me?
I've seen it happen.
And this guy say we
was picking up clubs for the next 10 minutes. One fell in the creek, trying to hit that curve going around.
Like I say, yeah, we can do the golf. Like I said, I'm not tired. You know what? I would probably caddy the first time, and then I would get out there. But yeah, I do a little something.
Okay, all right. We coming up with a plan. I'm gonna find a good weekend for us.
A nice little polo button up with some nice little khaki shirt. I know how to dress the part.
Okay. All right. This is coming together quite nicely. All right. Golf in the morning, Tigers in the evening or the afternoon or the next day, however it plays out.
Nah, man, cut that Tiger part out, man.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna do the Tigers. Even if you guys don't go, I'm gonna put the Tiger game together for the other fans. But we as the crazy conglomerate of the four of us, we can do golf the day before, the day and then we can get everybody else together with the Tigers game. How about that? Sports Talk family. What y'all think about that? I'm gonna put the pool out. We're gonna have an area where you can put your own, thoughts of course in there, and we're gonna have some fun. Do the donuts. I do donuts too. It depends on what kind of course we had. If we had a quote unquote public course, donuts is cool. But if we had a private course, we ain't doing no donuts. I'm not getting kicked up. The course ranger ain't coming to find me and walk me up out of there on the 13th hole, and I got to walk back 12 holes to my car. We're not doing that. Public, that's different. It's kind of expected. All right. We coming up with some good stuff, y'all. Coming up with some good stuff. All right. Don't forget to click like, click share. Let everybody know we here. We having a great day. We are live. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn. What else we on? We did I say them all? Because we on at least 6 of them right now. We got, let's see here. What's happening, big fella? On Mr. Schwab on the Instagram side, and I got my boy Poppy on the Instagram side. Good to see you, brother. I got to reach out to you. I got somebody interested in learning your skill. We're gonna do some business, sir. My boy, he does voiceover work, and so if anybody who feel like they have the voice to do so, my boy got a training course and get you some jobs, because there's a lot of work out there that needs that if you're good at doing the voiceover stuff. All righty. Get the folks on the call. Call them up. Let them know that we are here. YouTube. I'm sorry. I got YouTube. We on YouTube as well. We moving into hockey. The playoffs are here. The lady has sung. She's saying it's so hard to say goodbye. I'm not even gonna sing it today. I'm not even gonna hum it today. But the Red Wings are done. They finished 39, 35, and 8. They finished above 500, but they did not make the playoffs. They were eliminated a week ago. Last week at this time, they were already eliminated, and that's it. So the question is, does Stevie Eiserman stay as the GM?
I don't know, because see, Mike Ilitch is deceased, and I don't know how the son views his relationship with him. If the senior Ilitch was alive, yeah, Steve would be gone. I don't know the format or the way the young Ilitch thinks. But if you're asking my opinion, yeah, it's time. It's time, Steve. You know what? I said this in the car by myself going to work. I really don't think Steve knew what he knew. See, in Tampa Bay, it was different, right? You had the owner of the Pistons, rest in peace, and he built behind the scenes, right? That guy who owned the Pistons, Bill Davidson, rest in peace. He built a championship with the Pistons. Then he took that and he made it with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think Steve don't know what he's doing, and I think it's coming to the forefront now. It's like, to make it so you can kind of understand what I'm saying, it's kind of like Pete Carroll shielded Russell Wilson, and it made it look like Russ was this great quarterback. And then when they parted, like, man, Russ a bum. Same thing with lame nuts in Florida. Urban Meyer made y'all think old boy was the best thing since pants were pockets.
Touchdown Jesus.
Right. But once he got the worst thing, and me and you have said it on this show, the worst thing that ever happened was when he completed that pass against Pittsburgh. I was like, you're never going to be able to tell him he's not an NFL quarterback.
Yep. The first play of the game, first play of the playoff, first play game in the first play in the playoffs, he had that touchdown over the middle. And after that, everybody was like, yeah, see, he can do it. I was like, no, he got lucky against some bad coverage.
It was a 12-yard slant.
Yep.
That my dead grandmama could have thrown, and he just took it to the house. So
Yep.
What are you talking about? Tim Tebow, right? Yep. That's all it was. But I was like, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to this young man, because now you're really not going to be able to tell him he's not a quarterback.
Well, I think that Iverson's going to stay. Iserman's going to be there. I don't see him going anywhere. I really don't. He's there. He's the man. He's the face of the franchise. They really don't have a player that's the face of the franchise. So Iserman is in that player.
No, they have a player. It's just the player's not to everybody's liking. The player would be Dylan Larkin, right? But Dylan Larkin, every time it goes south, they want to blame Dylan Larkin. So Dylan Larkin has to learn to take it as well as, he getting it and he taking it, but yes, the writings on the wall. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, you got to go, man. Because
I don't think he's going to go.
It's like every year March comes, they just nosedive. They be right there, and then it's like, okay, let's nosedive. Then they don't do nothing draft night. Then they don't do nothing trade deadline. Like they'll probably bring back Patrick Kane for another year. Why, I don't know, but I mean, yeah, it's time. I don't think Steve knows what he's doing. I really don't.
I think he does. I don't know if he's hamstrung by the ownership. By the ownership in terms of what he can and cannot spend and what's being allowed. I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to stay. Yeah. I know that Dylan Larkin is the quote unquote face, but Iserman is more recognizable than Dylan Larkin. When you think the Red Wings, you really don't think Dylan Larkins. You're going to say Iserman. So, right. And unfortunately for Larkins, that is the case. So that's one of the main reasons I think they're going to stay. And he's going to stay, I should say. All right. We're moving forward, coming down, sort of, kind of coming down the home stretch. We getting there. It is. We're gonna move into women's sports. The WNBA draft was on Monday. Paige Beckers was number 1 to the Dallas Wings, but the biggest story of the draft was the Seattle Storm at number 2, drafted Dominique Malanga, the French-born 6'6" young lady with a 7'1" wingspan who can dunk on you at will, who has a great career, has had a great career so far, even at the age of 19. She's played very well internationally, and she's widely regarded as the best player in the draft. Paige Beckers was probably the most popular one, but they're saying the best player with the best upside right now is definitely Miss Malanga. And they talking about trying to make her, get her what's they call it, get her the visa and make her a naturalized citizen so she can play for the Olympic team here in America. She played on the Olympic team last year in France for France. So we'll see if they can get her to transfer over like the boy that played for Philly, but that's the only championship he gonna ever get. This year's this generation's Patrick Ewing. What's his name? Joel Embiid. Gotcha. To me, Joel Embiid was a 4-letter word. That's my new thing. He not only is he this generation's Patrick Ewing, he's a 4-letter word. If you can make sorry a 4-letter word, he be it. Why? Because he got so much talent, he don't take advantage of it. But that's another thing for another way. I'm sorry, Ms. Malanga. We're gonna talk about you. You are the story. She is a great player, and I'm looking forward to her being on the Seattle Storm. And what I was so interested in was Harmony Turner. She is a Las Vegas ace. I was hoping that she went with Chicago so she can play with a big. She can get the ball to, get a lot of assists and score off of that. But with her being with the Aces, she get to get the ball to Asia. She gonna get the ball to Asia. She gonna get 9-10 assists a night. She gonna average about 7-8 her first year, and from there, the sky's gonna be the limit for that young lady. Did you get a chance to check out the draft at all?
No, I just got the highlights once I got home from work.
And one thing I can say, I hate to have to say this, them girls be shy. They coming in with the ball gowns on and their hair done together. And I know that sounds sexist, and I don't mean it that way, but the transformation from seeing them on the court as ball players to being in that space, the girls be killing it. They be she, and then they slay. Ain't that what the new generation say? I'm trying to say it in such a way that people don't think I'm trying to be bad about it. I'm not. This is a compliment. I'm trying to find a way to say a compliment in a positive way that don't make too many people mad. That's right. They ate. That's right. They slayed and they ate. They ate. They left no crumbs. They left no crumbs. That's all that language that I don't understand. That the kids nowadays say. They slayed, they ate, and they left no crumbs. That's what they did. Those girls they did a great job. They did a great job. So good luck to them this season. Their season actually starts this week. They have preseason games that start this week. The actual season starts in about a month, and it's going to roll from there. And a lot of those games, even without Indiana coming to town, are being moved to larger venues because the league is so much more popular now. So congratulations to them, and I hope they go pay them girls. Go and pay them girls. I hope they don't miss their window. And honestly, I support them sitting out, and I think America does as well. Most times they side with the owner saying they're not getting money. They're getting too paid enough as it is. In their case, they're not getting paid enough money. What you think about that?
I mean, in time will tell. I mean, in time, everything happens, right? So, yeah, they'll finally start seeing the financial opportunities. But a lot of them, with the endorsements, they should be fine.
Well, a lot of even now in the NBA, the top 2 guys on the team is going to get maybe top one guy going to get a national recognition for commercial. But you're gonna get you making the most of your money on local stuff,
right?
And so I don't know if they're getting the same amount of the local things, in terms of the deals that they would in terms of getting sponsorships. So you got to of course the salary cap has gone up, but not to the point where they should be, not to the point where it should be. I think those girls should be making more money. And so good luck to them. And at some point, if y'all got to do a sit-in, if y'all at the All-Star weekend, y'all say, hey, the season not going to go on until you pay us, do what you got to do. I go out there and I pick it with you. I join the picking line with you. Go on. Get what you're supposed to get, girl. Get what you're supposed to get. All righty. We are 10:56. We've already done our predictions, but we still got to get to the best part of the show. We're going to take a quick pause for the calls as we jump into Stupid Sports News. All right. Stupid Sports News. Is it really stupid this week, though? But we're going to talk about it. Mr. Nico, I am a Layeva, quarterback for the University of Tennessee. Well, he was at the quarterback for the University of Tennessee. He supposedly held out during spring practice and said he wasn't going to play in the spring game unless y'all renegotiate my deal. He's already making $10 million over 4 years. This young man led the team to the playoffs for the first time, the new NCAA playoffs, first time they've been there since they went to the championship game some years ago. And so he was trying to move on to a different team, but the communication wasn't there. He called Oregon, and Dan Lanning was like, what you want? Why are you calling me? Hey, we would be interested in coming there. We like what you do with your system. Can you guys offer a little bit more money? He was like, hold on. He picked up his other phone and called the coach. Like, hey, you know your quarterback calling me? I got him on the other line. Coach was like, for real? So Landon was like, nope, not a good fit. So as it turns out, once that happened, everything broke loose. They start making. What's the first thing they're gonna do? They're gonna send all the people. They're gonna start writing bad articles about Imaleva. They're gonna start saying all the bad stuff about him, making him look like the bad guy. But as it turns out, yes, he wants the money. 1, 2, he wants to be able to go to the NFL. He don't feel like what he's doing and learning in Tennessee is going to make him a better quarterback for the next level. That's why he wants to go to a program where the offense is more pro-centered as opposed to what he's doing in Tennessee, which is understandable. But you knew that when you signed with them, what kind of a program it was and what they were doing offensively. Coach Heupel, he ain't changed. He was there before you got there. His offense hasn't changed, but you knew that ahead of time. So that's to me, that's like when people get married and say, he like this, she like this, she been doing this, she doing that. You knew that when you married them, they was like this. Don't complain now.
Right.
You can't change them now. You knew that she was always arguing about stuff and complaining about stuff. You knew that he left his shoes in the middle of the floor when you was dating. When you came over, his shoes was still in the middle of the floor. He was cute before, but now it's a problem. Don't complain now. You still love him. He still pay the bills. She still cook for you on Sunday. Quit tripping. But that's another story for another day. So, was he the first person to hold out? Not exactly. You remember Mr. Sluka? The quarterback for UNLV, who was like, give me my money.
Oh, yeah.
My money.
Right.
Where's my money?
Right.
He quit because they had made some promises to him. The promises never came through. And he's like, okay, you got to this time on this day, you won't have a quarterback on Saturday. Sure enough, he left. There's some other people left that team as well because the promises that they made were not made. Supposedly, he's going to UCLA. He's a California kid. He's going to go back home. Is that going to happen? We shall see. As of right now, he's still technically a free agent, but the word on the streets is he's going to UCLA. What are your thoughts on all this fun stuff?
Reminds me about when the Lions drafted Terry Fair.
You almost made me cuss. You almost made me cuss.
In due time, my friend, in due time.
You almost made me cuss, I swear.
In due time, my friend. It's coming in due time. Yeah, in due time, my friend. Nah, man, the NIL is about to be, sorry to say it, don't mean to say it in this malicious way, but it's going to be the death of college football.
I don't think so. It's here to stay. But what I think is they're going to be smart enough to put some parameters around it. Right now, there's no real parameters around it.
Put a cap around it.
Yeah. There is actually a cap already, but it's not on NIL. Well, it's a college. It's a cap for each school. Each school can only give up to $20 million for all sports.
Right.
So you got to make some decisions who's going to get what and how much. And that's where the collectives come in.
Right.
The collectives being the alumni.
Right.
The alumni they can literally in the open now pony up and give that kid so much money, like the kid at Michigan, the one from Belleville. The owner of was it Google or is it Google?
Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, I'm talking about Bryce Underwood. I'm talking about the owner is literally paying this kid the money directly, and it's legal now. It's out and open. You just got to report it. Then he got to do his taxes. Where before it was all on the table, and because that's what's going to happen. The collectives are going to step in and pay these kids the difference. Right now, every kid can get $10,000 from all the sports. If you divide it out right, they can get between $8,000 and $10,000 a year. You're still eligible for your Pell Grants and your loans as a regular college student. So which is a lot better than what it was before, technically, because those kids were just getting their grants and loans, and I'm not saying there were no handshakes and no envelopes on the ground and no money in the shoe, that they just found in the locker. I'm not saying that happened. I'm not saying either that ever happened. Supposedly, allegedly, could be, could be, but it's all in the open now. So I wish the young man good luck. I wish that young man good luck, honestly, for all the people out there that should be getting they should be getting a piece of the pie. They should be getting a piece of the pie because you a lot of those older cats talk about to this day. We would get out of the game. We would have our meal they would give us our lunchbox after the game. But at 8:00 that night, we hungry. We ain't had no money. We would be hanging out in the dorms, hungry and broke. So it shouldn't be that way. Quite honestly, they would. Of course, they had their training table meal and stuff, but they should be able to make some money. Honestly, they should. All right. One quick question. Yeah, something that's gonna make you think. One quick question. All right. Quick question for the day. Blue Origin, the all-woman space trip. What are your thoughts and would you do it? Would you take a trip to space?
Sure. They gonna fit the bill. Absolutely. I try anything once.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm not saying I wouldn't go. I wasn't saying I wouldn't do it. I'm not against it. I'm not saying I'm against it. Because I honestly would go to space before I would go take that trip like they did in that little bubble and went down to the Titanic. I wouldn't do that. I ain't doing that. 6 people, 6 people went down that little mini submarine and never came back. I probably would, knowing me. Yeah, let's go see what outer space look like. Let's go see if I can find Alien. I'm not trying to bring Alien back with me, but I'm trying to see if he's out there. Why not? I'm not trying to be in the movie with the alien in my belly and it's kissing me on my cheek when it get delivered. I'm not trying to do that. But I want to see what else is out there. If we here, somebody else got to be out there somewhere. I know we're not alone. It's out there somewhere. All right, everybody. We will be back next Saturday, April 26th. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we will be here. Have some more fun. I'm put up the poll very, very soon, very, very shortly about the Tiger game. We want to see if anybody's interested. We're gonna do the golfing for the fellas, and then we're gonna get out there to the stadium. And we want to see. I want to see our name on the jumbotron. Sports Talk with Kamau Felix. I want to see our name up on the jumbotron. And we get nothing. Thank you, sir. Good luck to the Pistons and the Knicks game they start today. And we're gonna see you all next week.